Hello, I'm Dan. I hope you can hear me. Oh, man. Oh, I need to turn something off. Okay. I just finished eating the chewy Cliff Bar. I like the peanut butter kind the best. I think that it's ridiculous that they didn't make any other kinds. All right. I'm going live for a few minutes, couple minutes. Actually, I need to keep it like this so I can step back. No, I don't need to. Move it down just a little. Yeah, okay. Today we're going to do some paper marbling. Um, it's going to be pretty cool. Is Instagram putting a filter on my face? Or am I just this beautiful? Wink. Wink. If anybody's out there, let me know if you can hear me or not. I'll try to see your comments. I may not see them. This is the first time I've tried to do this. I'm going to try not to look at myself. Whenever I look at the phone, I have to, in order to check comments, I have to also see myself. Actually, let me see if I can do, excuse me, I can do this on the phone, on the computer. Can I see the comments on the computers? Fuck, I don't know, dude. I mean, I wish it would just say, you're live right now. We won't do that. Reels, home, profile. It says I am live. Can I go see myself? There we go. That's okay. All right. That's okay. It's a little weird. To be honest, add link. I can add a link. All right, I'll add a link. This is my website for art. Today we're going to be doing some paper modeling. Today we're going to be doing some paper modeling. Paper modeling? That doesn't make sense. Paper marbling. Screen printing. I'm feeling myself very pulled towards screen printing right now. I think that I just discovered a new thing that is pretty cool, and I think it's going to be a way for me to be able to actually do decent recreations of my art and do them in screen print form, which opens up a lot of stuff. For one thing, it's fun. For another thing, since I'm a digital artist, I've always had this little bit of because I like painting a lot digitally, but I've always had a little bit of a, what would you call it? What would you call it? I don't know. I don't want to call it I don't want to call it um, self-consciousness, but maybe it's a little bit. I don't know. I like getting my hands dirty, and I'm going to start getting my hands dirty with screen printing. And today I'm going to get my hands dirty with marbling. So I think we should get to it. I already did a couple of these today, and I wanted to show you like the results of marbling paper. Here's one that I did. I'm going to screen print on these, and they are going to be posters for a super secret project. Yes. Here's another one I did this morning. So these are probably going to be cut down. I think that the print itself is going to be like that. So I am waiting for emulsion so I can burn my screens, and it's been difficult. It's been difficult for me not to lose my shit. There's another one. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today. we're going to do the rest of these live in front of a studio audience. Let's see how many we got. We got 5. So we're going to do 5 marbles. And let me test this out. If this works. It's not bad. I guess part of the screen is going to be covered by Instagram's stuff. So yeah, that ain't bad. You guys don't understand. Like, this started out as a lot more of a technical operation this morning, but I'm so tired of technical crap and trying to get OBS to work and all this different stuff. So we're not doing that. We're not going to be doing it. All right. Here's what I have. I've got inks and paints. Right? Take these inks and paints, mix what's called a surfactant in them, and it allows these paints, if you do it right, it allows these paints to float on top of this water. And we're gonna do one right now. I've been talking enough. We're gonna go right. Let's get right to it. So I've got magenta and I've got blue. I actually want to thin this blue out a little bit. Let's see. Let's start with. Let's see. What the art is got greens, red, and yellows in it. It's mostly what it is. So that is. I think we're going to try some of this neon green. Neon green. And then we're going to drip it, and as you can see, it starts spreading out. That's what the surfactant does. And this water is actually thickened with this stuff called carrageenan, which is a I think it's like a algae. And let's see. I want to do like a baby blue. So I've already got this blue. I might take this blue, take half of it, and add some of this green into it, this yellow, to maybe lighten it up. It's not going to be enough. I think I went a little too crazy on the blue. It's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to straight up add some yellow to it, I think. And white. Add some yellow. And we're going to add some. Actually, I've got this already. Does this work? Got this weird green. I'm going to call this old truck green. Got this old truck green. We're going to see how this goes. Going to see how it goes. I'm going to fish for another dripper cap. I looked for these drippers for 2 days. That's how dedicated I am. I misplaced them, as I often do. All right, this is going to be kind of a cool color. Got ourselves a turquoise. Pretty cool. All right, now I'm going to take a tool here, and I'm going to do this. They used to do this you could probably look up videos on YouTube. They used to actually do this for bookbinding. Like if you find an old hardback book that is like old school, if it's got a pattern on the inside of it, this is how they did it. I don't know why the tradition became such a thing, but they did it for a long time. You can see videos of these guys that operated these big, like, basically like this, except for it was a little more geared toward being able to, like, geared toward industrial process. And they had all kinds of stuff, and they did, like, patterns that looked specific. Very cool. So I made bubbles, but I have discovered a way to pop the bubbles with a heat gun. Bloop, 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 bloop. Remember, this is thickened water, so the bubbles like to stick around a little more. Bloop, bloop. They make that noise. Looks like I got little bullet holes in the design now. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. All right. I think we're just about ready to dip our first one. It's driving me crazy that camera is not square, but I'm going to forget about it for right now. So here I have a sheet of paper. As you can see, it's been treated with this stuff called alum, which they use in pickling. And what it's going to do is it's got treatment on it. And so what it's going to do is, as soon as it hits that water, it quickly soaks up that ink. And so, like, if it's done well, if it's done right, it should just stick right on there and immediately hit that. As soon as it hits that paper, it like soaks it in, saturates the fibers, and then it's like really in there. So that way, it's kind of like it flashes it, so like it doesn't all smear on the front of the paper itself. I mean, it does a little bit. It's not like perfect, but all right. So that's that. And now I'm going to move it over to here so you can see the reveal along with me. There's not even anybody watching right now. This is bullshit, man. All right, here we go. Very cool. Very fucking cool. You know what? I had a thing for the specific reason to not drip water all over the floor, but there we go. That's what they look like. Ooh. I like that teal color and the yellow. I think that works pretty well. Pretty cool. All right, it's off to the drying facility for this guy, which is a clothesline in my bathroom, hanging over my bathtub. So there we go. And I'm going to bring this tub in here just to not have to drip that all over the floor next time. All right. All right. Paper marbling techniques with your boy Dan. We're gonna trip over that, so you can just kind of like look forward to that. I'm gonna be tripping over it. Let's see. I think that for this one, I like the colors so far, but I think I really need to do some stuff that's a little more subtle for the particular, like the final destination of this poster that I'm doing is I want for the paint to be a little less strong. So what should I do? I've got this magenta. I'd like to use this magenta, but I need to thin it out a little bit, I think. Magenta. Bro. Zero people, bro. You serious? Zero people. Zero people. Instagram. Show me the zero people. All right. You got magenta. I'm going to thin this magenta out some and see if that'll do the trick. Although I don't know really if that's the key to do this or not yet. And I'm just going to use water. I'm just going to use water to thin this out. See if that works for what I think it might work as. Thin out the pigment. See if it'll give me a pinky pink rather than a hardcore magenta. Magenta, the most hardcore color in the rainbow. It's not in the rainbow. All right, here we go. Let's see. We're going to magenta this up. Oh, yeah. I can already tell that's a lot thinner, I think. Yeah, get mad at it. I'm getting mad at it. All right, here we go. We did that. Now we're going to mix the last of these yellow. See if that works. Mix it up in there. I'm not going to mess with this one too much as far as swiveling it around. Bring back some sprinkles in here. All right, this is going to be a pretty cool one, I think. Let's see. All right. Shabloop. There we go. Makes a noise just like that. I'm going to try to pat it down. Try to ask it. Gently, I gently pat it and I say, please, 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 little paper, Mr. Paper, please. Right? All right. Here we go. The reveal. You will see the reveal along with me. Ooh. All right. Yeah, this is my favorite one so far today. Sometimes it takes you about 5 or 6 to warm up. That's pretty cool. I believe we might have a nice combination there with that lighter pink. Actually, it's not. I don't even know if it's even that much lighter. It might dry lighter. All right, off to the drying rack. I did something. Not recommended, which is I started hanging my stuff. Like I've got clotheslines. I'll show you. I'll show you my drying rack, okay? Why don't you come along with me and see my drying rack? It's my bathtub. It is my bathtub with clothesline. Can you see that? I don't know, man. I'm not a professional camera operator. So that's my drying situation. Okay. Oh. That's what I do. I made that up. That wasn't Cardi B. Okay. She got it from me. I'm just playing. She did that. I never paid much attention to Cardi B until I heard her do that, and then I was like, all right, I'm in. Me and Cardi, ride or die. You know? Oh. All right, let's see. Let's readjust this. All right. Another pro tip for those of you following along at home. Viewers still at 0, so you can. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing right now. Too late. You can take a piece of newsprint and skim it over the top of the surface of the thing. All right, let's go back, and you'll see what I'm saying. Surfactant. Is that a real word, or did I make that word up? Let's see. You know what? I'm going to try some brown. I'm going to try some brown. It's never been attempted in the history of mankind. He's going to try brown, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to try brown. The bravery. The sportsmanship. The showmanship. The competitive nature of this athlete is impeccable. It's indubitable. All right, here we go. So this is the stuff. This is the special drops that turn it from regular paint into paint that will float. Oops. Oh my God. That will float on top of water. I don't know how much you put in there. I don't know how much you put in there. You put like enough in there. If you put too much, it spreads too far. If you put too little, it stays too heavy and it just drops right to the bottom. And that's what I do. So I just kind of like feel my way through it, I guess you'd say. Brown and teal. These colors are going to look great together. I'm going to do them both at once, as a matter of fact. That's how secure I am in my masculinity. Right? Getting a little wild now. Getting a little wild. That brown looks like it might still be a little too heavy. I can see how it's like kind of sinking. So I'm going to have to water that down a little more. Put some more surfactant in there. But not much we can do about that now. Not much we can do. So we're going to not do anything about it because that's our only choice. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to paper it. We're going to do some paper on that. All right. Pat it. Pat it gently. Let it know everything's going to be okay. Right? Let it know everything's going to be all right. Oh. You poor little motherfucker. All right. Let's see. Oh, boy. It's an endless amount. You know, I just realized I don't even know if my audio is working or not. And there's no one here to tell me. Fuck it. All right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This one's going to need a spritzy. I'm going to need to spritz this one, and I'll show you why. And it's okay. It's fine, but I'm going to need to spritz it because if the paint, if the ink is too heavy, that looks pretty freaking cool though. If the ink is too heavy, it will just misbehave. It won't take to the paper. It sinks in the water. Then it won't take to the paper as well as you might want. This is a winning combination of colors though, and I'm going to do another one just like this. For sure. Yeah, because I want to get that brown to stick on there. But what I'll do is I'll take a spritz bottle and I'll try to spritz it. I won't try, I will. Like, I'm pretty qualified to spritz it with water. So I'll be right back. It's crazy. I found this spritz bottle on Temu that makes a little noise when you spray it. All right, here we go. I'm going to spritz it. Spritz, 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 spritz. It's a pretty weird noise for it to make, you know? Spritz, spritz, spritz. All right. Looks good. There's no such thing as a bad one, really. I mean, it's... What does Bob Ross say? You know what Bob Ross says? He says, fuck it. Right? All right. These guys are sticking together. I know this isn't very good television to hear me struggling in the bathroom while you can't see what's going on, but if somebody wants to come over and set up OBS for me so I only have to press one button and don't have to spend 9 hours effing with it every day, then, like, I would be grateful for that. I know how to do it, but I don't want to do it. I'm going to show this one. I don't think I've shown this one yet. This one was hanging out in the drying room. In the drying rack. It's a nice turquoise joint. Pretty cool. All right. I think we got 3 more left. 2 more? 2 more left. We're going to try another brown in turquoise. And I'm going to see if I can fix up the... I'm going to see if I can get that brown to work a little better. Oh, see if I can get this brown to work a little better. And if I can't, I guess that's it, right? I quit. I leave town in shame, and I never come back. Seems like an appropriate response to the brown not working right. It actually might be the water. I don't know. I'd have to look that up later. It could be the water. It could be the water's making it sink to the bottom. Didn't think about that. So I'm going to put some extra ox gall in it. Which, by the way, you know, I heard this was ox gall, and I was like, that's a little fucked up, right? You know? Ox gall is the old name for it. It's really like bovine gall, which is, you know, it's gall. It's gall from the gallbladder of an animal. They can make the fake stuff. This is not the fake stuff. And I think that, you know, I would be perfectly happy to get the fake stuff. It's just not, it wasn't there when I looked for it. But I will say, at first I was like, oh man. But here's the thing. Same thing with leather. Like, this is a byproduct of an industry that is already processing bovines, already processing cows. I mean, we can have our moral arguments about that, and I would listen. Totally understand. I mean, I love animals, right? But this is more like using the whole animal, which a lot of people that are like true hunters would tell you, like, hey, if you can use the whole animal, use the whole animal, right? This animal is given its life. for human consumption. So I'm gonna fucking take his gallbladder home with me and use it. Oh, you know what we're gonna do this time? We're gonna try wind. We're gonna do some wind, and you'll see what I mean in a second. We're gonna do wind. Not that heat gun. The heat gun's too harsh. But all right, we're gonna try this. Another combination. We're gonna try another blue and brown one. This is gonna be a much more like tanny brown. But yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna hardly be able to see it on the paper. I think actually that might be the problem. Not the sinking, but the subtlety of the color. Whatever. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. And this time, we're going to try it. And let's see, what would be the best way? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put blue all the way up the side. Like this, up one side. Yeah. Maybe a couple more dots to make it cool. And then, forgive the noise, but I'm going to use my wolf box, which is an air blower, keyboard duster. At least that's supposed to be the use of it. I think I went a little too crazy with the blue right here, so I'm going to put some brown back in. See if I can chase that blue away a little bit. Balance that out just a tad. All right, Wolfbox, is that all you can do? You're kind of standing back a little bit. I don't want to mess with it too much. But I do want to get it moving. Whoa. See what happens there. That was exciting. That was the most fun I've had in a long time, guys. All right. Just a little bit more blue. I don't know why I'm suddenly micromanaging this. What I'm trying to do, I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this pattern subtle, you know? Like big continuous splotches of color are cool looking, but this is, in a lot of ways, this is a background element for something that's going to be printed on top. So I'm just messing around. It's all about experimentation. All right, here we go. We've got a piece of paper. We're going to put that piece of paper into this water. Boom. We're going to soothe it, pat it on the back, right? Let it know everything's going to be all right. Damn, play it. Zero, still zero. Oh my God. Look, I don't mean to be obsessed about the numbers, because you'll probably watch this later and you'll be like, why was he so obsessed with the numbers? Well, I mean, it's more fun with people here. I mean, at least, one people, two people, somebody. Otherwise, why am I live? Why am I not just sitting here talking to myself? Which I would be doing, by the way. All right. Here we go. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Here we go. Yeah, that's better. This is actually what I wanted, and I'm into it. I can dig it. This is what I wanted. And so, note to self. This is a lot more subtle, and I think the reason why was because I spread the ink out further on the paper. Of course, so it'll do a thinner film, and then it will yada 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 yada. yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I reckon it would be kind of okay to do a side-by-side of what I'm talking about here, but I'm just going to set this one down like that for now. And then I'm going to set this one down. I've got to do a little bit of rearranging here. You have to bear with me. Oh, farts. Oh, farts. Oh, shit. This was a mistake. All right, here we go. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect, guys. And I am not perfect. So I started hanging them from the front, and that's not smart. Because then you come back and the front's blocked. Right? So now I'm having to touch this paper that I don't want to touch a lot until it's dry. And I have to rearrange it so it makes a little more sense so I can hang stuff in the front. But now we've got it. We've got it now. And I'll be right back. And I'm going to get my camera. I'm going to show you the difference in these two boys that we're doing here. Is there a difference? You know, that's a good question too. Is there a difference? Let's see. Hi, I'm back. Hi. Hello there, 0 people watching. I'll show you. It's okay. This will be for later. This will be content for later. I'll put this up. I'll carve this up into reels, and I'll put AI generated animals in it that'll be like laughing. It'll be great. What the fuck is going on with this? Where does this phone record from? Okay, it records from the top. That means if I lower it down like this, you can see it. All right, so these are the two we did. The one, I don't know if the camera's reversing or not, but this one is the one we just did that I blew the water over top. This one is the first one we did where it was just kind of like chaos and stuff, right? You can see this wavy pattern in there that's kind of cool. You can't really see all this stuff on the paper because you're looking through a clear, surface. So that's pretty cool. It's like, it's kind of waves within waves. It's kind of like watercolor in a way. Anyway, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Last one. We're going to blow it out. No, actually, I don't know. Maybe I should resist that temptation to blow it out. Maybe I'm just going to do... maybe I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on myself to make this one like the most amazing one ever. Maybe I'm going to... What would a grand finale be? It would be just like all the colors that I've used today, right? That's a grand finale. That's a grand finale around these parts. So we're just going to stick it all on here. We're just going to go nuts with this one. And we're going to see how it goes. And it's probably going to be everybody's favorite. All right. 1 drip of magenta. 1 drip of the blue. Blue, 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 blue. We're going to put some, this is not recommended, put 2 colors that are this close together right next to each other like that. I laugh. I laugh at that. There are no rules. All right. Magenta. I can't get enough of that magenta. I put it on there and I'm like, oh, I got to keep doing this. I got to drip more. All right, this is the last of the yellowish green I had, I guess. And I'll put 1 drop of blue, 2, I can't even keep count how many drops of blue that was. And then I'll put a little more. I don't know, these 2 colors are bothering my color theory brain. And so that is why I'm leaning into it. I'm saying, if you, to my color theory brain right now. But you can make almost anything work if you do balance. And it looks to me like down here it needs blue. So we're going to put a little bit more of that dark blue right here. And did I even do any of this brown? I'm just going to fill in the tiny spots with brown because this stuff doesn't seem to want to spread. I'll get my formula down at some other time. I'll use it to my advantage right now, and I'll just give it some dingy dings, dingy doot doots. This almost turns out clear on the paper. All right, now that's a cool. This is going to be a cool piece of paper, if there is such a thing. It's going to be a cool piece of paper. Should I do anything else? No, I'm going to let it ride. I'm letting it ride, letting it roll, letting it roll. All right, here we go. The last but not least. All right. It's in. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. Okay? It's going to be all right. Just write in your gratitude journal. Okay? Just write down the things you're thankful for in your gratitude journal. And everything's going to be okay. Unless you're ugly. What if it's ugly? Everything's still going to be okay. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Let's see. Boom. I never did care, to be honest. Sometimes, I think sometimes my brain wants to make problems, but it really doesn't care in the long run. Ooh, now this, my friends, is my magnum opus. Am I using that term right? It's my magnum opus. Pretty cool. I think this is pretty cool. And I'm standing pretty far away from my phone, so I can't even really see if this is doing it justice of real life or not. But there's a lot of coolness in here. I'm going to try to see if I can get close up. Feeling a little bit like I need to go and spray this off. Which, by the way, I'm super qualified for spraying it off. Because, well, I don't know. Sometimes what it is, it's like teeny tiny bits of this ink that doesn't soak in, mixes with the water that's dripping off this, and then it's not bad. It makes a little bit of a haze on it, right? And if I notice the haze, I will sometimes spray it, unless it's cool looking. If I don't notice the haze, then whatever. But there's always a little bit of mixing of the colors, which is honestly a good thing. I mean, that's where color harmony comes from. Is those little subtle grays in the middle of things, in the middle between two colors. I almost just sprayed this with emulsion, the screen cleaner, which would have not had the effect I wanted. So I feel like this one especially, just like I'd like to get rid of all the extra that didn't soak into the paper, just to keep these bright, keep it bright. I think when I screen print this, talking to myself right now, I guess, as I've been doing the whole time, really. When I screen print this, I might, like, t-shirt printers, they always put a base down because they print on black shirts. I mean, that's mostly what they do, print on black shirts. And they always put a white base down so the rest of the ink shines through. And I always figured, like, since I'm printing on paper, I don't need to do that, of course, right? White. You don't need white on white, but I think I might try it with some, like, semi-opaque. Just enough to pull, like, just enough to put a little bit of space between the background and the ink. And I think that might be kind of cool. So I'm going to try that. All right, so hopefully this was a lot of fun. let's go back. Can we go back and look at these? I don't know. They're all over the place. They are difficult to grab, and some of them are still drying. We'll just go into the bathroom one more time, and I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys what we have hanging up. Just one more time, just to see what we did today. So we did those. Take you down memory lane. Remember that guy? Remember that guy? No, you can't see it very good, but remember this guy? Hey, remember this guy? That was a good time. And then there's this guy. He flew too close to the sun. This guy flew too close to the sun. And I commend them. I commend him because he did fall down and he hit the ground and he bounced twice. And then he went about his day. And that's the advice I'll leave you with. Goodbye for now. I love you so much. Oh, bye.